Today, we have the utmost privilege of being joined in the studios here by Miss Tourism World Africa 2022 for an exclusive interview. Kindly sit back, relax as we delve into her journey, aspirations, and the causes she passionately advocates for. But please remember to press on our subscribe button for all updates. My name is Joshua Nikwe, Gaibi Nikwe, as popularly known. Welcome, Kunaredana.
Thank you so much, Ni. It's an honor to be here.
It's a privilege to have you in our studios. Right, first and foremost, how are you?
I'm fine, and I first of all want to apologize to your viewers because I've a bit strained my voice, so that's how come I'm sounding this way. So forgive me if you can't really hear me clearly.
Where did you go to?
Well, so yesterday I was at Moses Bliss's concert. Yeah,
nice.
A night of praise. So literally, I think it's for a good cause.
Definitely.
I want to praise my God.
I know, very, very important to praise God. Like, you know, she's a God girl. Oh. She should even give you a gist about who she is. Right. So first and foremost, my viewers would love to know who Queen Aredana is.
All right. So as you already mentioned, my name is Manuela Wedanaupuri, Miss Tourism World Africa 20. My name is Manuela Wedanaupuri, Miss Tourism World Africa 2022, a registered and certified medical laboratory scientist, a postgraduate student, or let's say grad ones waiting to graduate, and currently I work as a medical laboratory scientist and also as a research assistant. And I am the founder of the Awela Foundation.
Wedana Foundation.
Awela Foundation. Awela
Foundation. Right. Beautiful. So basically, you are Miss Tourism World Africa 2022.
Exactly.
Can you brief us about what Miss Tourism World Africa is about?
All right, so it actually starts from Ghana.
Right.
So I competed in Miss Tourism Ghana 2019. I was a runner-up. That's the second runner-up. And as part of my privileges, I was supposed to represent Ghana internationally. And by the grace of God, finally in 2022, I was able to represent Ghana at Vietnam for the Miss Tourism World, where I joined as the Miss Tourism World Africa.
At the end of the competition.
Made it to top 12.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa.
So Miss Tourism World, or Miss Tourism Ghana, or Miss Tourism in general, is all about advocating for tourism, preaching our culture to other countries so that they are attracted to come and visit our country. You know, tourism is a gold that you can use to generate income for your country. So that's what Miss Tourism is all about.
It's just for advocating tourism.
Yes, and more importantly, it's a way of motivating young girls to believe in themselves and then take up space.
Right, so let me take you back to time memorial. What are your biggest takeaways from your experience in Miss Tourism World Africa?
Well, so first of all, the country we visited, which is Vietnam, is very hospitable. I keep on telling people that I thought Ghana was the most hospitable country. But I bet you haven't met a Vietnamese or you haven't visited Vietnam. You realize that Ghana has a lot to do. So first of all, I learned to be more hospitable to people. Secondly, I've learned that when you get the opportunity to meet people, you should try to at least learn one good trait from them. Yes, and you know, pageantry is a sisterhood. You meet different beautiful girls around the world.
I can imagine.
You learn from them. And more importantly, you get to bond and build a very strong network.
Definitely.
Yes, so those are the things that I took from Miss Tourism World.
Yeah, so if somebody would say, okay, she's going to Vietnam to represent Ghana, and so what? In your response, you said some traits. So can you mention 3 traits you learned from Vietnam?
Yes, so first of all, I learned to be very timely. Secondly, I learned from my fellow
Sisters.
sisters to be compassionate, and then sometimes put others first before yourself. And then lastly, I learned to enjoy the moment whilst you are in it. Yes,
It's the
because
same.
you
Enjoy
know
while it last.
we were treated like celebrities.
I know, right?
We had like anywhere we go, and because of the black skin, and more so because I had braids on, Miss Tourism Nigeria and I, it was a struggle for us because when we go out there, everyone was happy to see African, especially with the braids. So they come, oh, can I touch it? Is this your natural hair? And I'm like, no, it's an extension, but this is what African is known for. Oh, that's so nice. I want to take a picture with you. And like felt so special, like a celebrity. Yeah.
Right. So before we get to the, I mean, the nitty-gritty of Miss Tourism, tell us, like, who is Queen Awadana? Like, where were you born? Your background? Like, we just want to know some part of you.
So, where was I born? I was born definitely in Accra, even though I'm an ordinary. I was born in Accra. I'm from Navrongo in the Upper East region. So I am a proud Kasna girl.
Kasina Nankana.
Yeah. I am a proud girl. And I am the first child of my father and the only child of my mother.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. I just have a simple life.
You just have a simple life. No, like take us through your education.
Oh, my education. So I had my basic education at Christ the King. And I went on to SHH Quail Ridge. From there, I went to Idle College. And I had my undergraduate studies at Garden State University College.
Wow,
and did my master's at the University of Ghana.
Beautiful.
And hoping to do my PhD somewhere outside.
I see, viewers. This like Queen Awadana is a whole vibe on the whole like intelligent. Hey, meet me, can you hear it from me? So now let's go deep into pageantry. What do you think about pageantry in general?
Well, I think pageants is a very good initiative, and women should be encouraged to pursue it. I acknowledge the fact that there are bad sides to everything, but why allow the bad outweigh the good? Because pageantry have exposed me to the rest of the world. I'm sure if I didn't take the risk of pursuing pageantry, maybe I would have been in my one corner today and nobody probably would have known that the girl Emanuela Wedana Apuri existed in the first place. You get it? Maybe obviously I will make milestones in research and all that, but that will take a very long time. But pageantry has exposed me. Today I have young girls coming to me telling me I inspire them a lot. They look up to me and all that. It makes me feel fulfilled, because to be able to have someone approach you and looking up to you is a milestone achieved in a way. So pageantry is very, very good. And I want to encourage every young girl, every young boy out there that if you have the passion for pageantry, please pursue it unapologetically. Please do it. You have my support. But most importantly, before any other thing, make sure you have a very good education. Your background is good, because if you are intelligent, you make impact, and the pageant industry appreciates you. Yeah.
Right. So you were already inspiring there, but I've even got into that angle. Let's put it this way, right? You, from your conversation, you said you were born in Accra, even though you're from the north.
Yeah.
Where specifically the northern region?
Upper East.
Upper East region.
Basically, my daddy is from Navrongo. My mother is from China.
Oh, that means that you are
100%
typical. Wow. Right. So a lady coming from such a place, what really inspired you to go into pageantry?
Well, so I wanted to first of all break the status quo that the fact that you are from the north, where like more or less a deprived community or area, you are out of reach of certain things like quality education, being able to express yourself fluently. I wanted to tell the rest of the world that the best comes from the north. The north is made up of so much and more. And I wanted a young north girl to look at me and say, hey, if my sister Awedana have been able to travel from the should I say the rivers in the north to Accra to come and make this milestone, then I can also do it. And I think I am not even the only person. We have Quintea, we have a whole lot of them, or a whole lot of northern beauties. So I want them to be able to look at us and then be inspired to also do same. Maybe not pageantry, it could be journalism, it could be in the movie industry, or anywhere they want to find themselves in the future.
Beautiful. Like, I'm already getting inspired by you already. Really getting inspired by you already. So now, Miss Tourism World Africa, and you said the major advocates for what's tourism.
Yeah.
So let me answer this question. What are your thoughts on the importance of sustainable tourism in Africa?
Well, I think sustainable tourism in Africa is very, very important. Africa is blessed to have green vegetation.
Right.
And there's one aspect of tourism called ecotourism, where we preach for the preservation of the earth, the land, the ocean, and wherever the environment in general. And our ability to sustain our environment in a way qualify us to have a very quality life, in as much as it's generating income for us. Imagine the air that you breathe, it's oxygen from the trees. You realize that. So imagine we are living in a world where there are no more trees, or the vegetation, the green vegetation or the environment is distorted. You realize that there will be poor life. So I believe solely that we need to sustain tourism in Africa. And it's a way of marketing the Africa to the rest of the world. There are people who are still in ancient times believing that Africa is like a tree, and then the people I don't know the exact descriptions, but I've had people like when we went for Miss Tourism World, people come like, oh, I thought Africa was a country. I'm like, Africa was a country. I'm like, there are over 53 countries.
They didn't know Africa is a continent.
It's a continent. And people never thought we had beautiful mansions and all that. So preserving our heritage, preserving tourism in Africa is going to expose the rest of the world to Africa to come. And first of all, it will bring investors. That will be booming businesses for people who are into tourism. So it is something that we should really look at preserving it.
Great. So in your own way, how did you sort Ghana tourism when you went on the world stage?
Well, so I first of all want to acknowledge Miss Tourism Ghana organization.
Beautiful.
They helped me in preparing for Miss Tourism World, and it wasn't easy, but they made sure it was possible for me. And for Miss Tourism Ghana, we are all about preaching Ghana, anything Ghana. So we have Where Ghana, East Ghana, See Ghana, everything. So that was basically what I was in. So if you followed my journey, you realize that throughout, except for these who were made to wear the t-shirt produced by Miss Tourism World, I was always in African print.
I realized
sponsored by GTP. Thank you so much, GTP. I really appreciate.
Beautiful.
Yes. And aside that, we had nights where we're given the opportunity to preach our country. So I spoke about Ghana, and more importantly, I spoke about health tourism, because I happen to be in that industry. You realize that there are people coming from Nigeria, coming from Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, coming to seek medical assistance in Ghana. So, and me being a medical laboratory scientist, it was a plus for me. So I spoke about the health tourism. I spoke about the stories, the beautiful story site we had. I spoke about the food, our delicious food, like toza, fig, and agrijo, akple, and fetri.
Why did you take a sample?
The kenke, you know.
I know.
Oh, of course. There will always be snacks, Ghanaian snacks there, plantain chips.
For the koye.
No Suez cra. Not because I mean for Gary so cover Asia and your man and net also.
You cannot carry everything. I see. So that was your own way of selling Ghana on the international
Exactly.
stage. I think it did well because how many contestants were you?
I think we're over 50.
Over 50.
Yes.
And out of you placed top 12.
Yes.
That's recommendable. I mean,
thank you.
My best, please clap for Queen Awiden wherever you are, because it's a big deal to place on an international platform.
Yeah.
So let's chip in with that a little bit. Ghanaians who happens to represent Ghana on international platforms do not really place. What do you think sets you apart and you place in top 12?
Well, so first of all, I would like to say that sometimes you don't place because you're not good enough. There are a lot of criteria that are put into selecting the top 12. And mind you, every single person deserves to be in the top 12. But just like a ship, you always have one captain with few people to assist. But I believe what made me stand out was the fact that I was confident about myself,
right,
about my body, about what I wore, and my speech.
I mean, before you were going, you have gained some weight.
Yes.
Than this.
Yes. Right now I've gained weight. I was very
you are very slim.
Slim then, yeah. Because sometimes you need to be in the body that they want, like shape. They want not too big,
not too
slim.
It's one of the requirements. So what exactly made you stood out?
Yeah, so I say my confidence.
Your confidence.
Secondly, my intelligence. And then lastly, my charisma. Yeah. Because I remember there was a time Miss Philippines walked to me. It was like, oh, Ghana, you know, for international pageants, they don't really call you by your name. They call you by your
country.
They go like, Ghana, I love the way you carry yourself around. I love what you wear. Oh, your hair is phenomenal. And she said this, and I quote, when it comes to Ghana, I'll make sure your fashion design is so fun because I love every piece you wore.
You were. I mean, maybe she was even wearing something extraordinary from the Western culture, but then seeing what Africa is wearing, Ghana to be specific. Now we're Ghana to be specific. Like she's all blowing. That's beautiful.
And I think above all things, I was real.
Definitely.
No room to fake.
You were yourself.
I was myself.
You couldn't fake any accent.
Nah. Me Ghana me rough no mechanic de maker.
Ocha na bongo brofo.
Hey, please, you are very intelligent. People.
I didn't say anything bad about that one. No. So please.
Unfortunately, I don't have the northern accent because I grew up in Accra.
Oh, okay. So you went to better schools?
Of course. Undeniably.
Me, I can see that. So, I don't know. Let's speak about this because I think it's a very controversial topic that we need to talk about. There's always this myth about pageantry that pageant girls, hookup girls are used for pimping and what have you. And there have even been instances where girls have come out to say it. What can you say about it being in the pageant field for some time?
Well, it's a dicey topic, as you said. But personally, I feel like you should know who you are. Secondly, have your moral standard so that no one can compel you
to
do what you are not ready to do. Yeah, so I'll just keep it short like that.
Keep your moral standard.
Know who you are, know your virtues. No one can force you. The only thing they can say is that, oh, go away there. But no matter what you do, you know, no one will push you to the wall to do something that in the end you have regrets. Regrets should be the last thing you should have as a queen.
Yeah. That's okay. We'll take it like they say, know your moral standard, know your virtue, and nobody should compel you to do something that you are not in for. So this is Queen Awedana stick for you guys, you ladies out there. Please, it's not all myths about pageantry that is true. So it sticks to these 3 by Queen Awedana, and you'll be good to go. So let's talk about support about when it comes to pageantry in Ghana. What can you say about it?
It's so disheartening, first of all, when it comes to support, because personally I went through hell preparing for Vietnam.
Okay, so before you talk, let me use this one. You know, Miriam Zolali,
is currently contestant for Miss World, and I want to use this opportunity to tell you guys to go and comment, share Miriam's pictures everywhere. Let's make noise about Ghana so that she can go far. This is the secret about the pageant house or pageant countries. It's the fans that get them where they are.
It's true.
So it's time for us to come on board and rally behind Miriam. And Mimi, all the best. Ghana got you.
Mimi, all the best. Ghana got you from Queen Awedana. So back to my question. Before she left to New Delhi, India, she conducted an interview on TV3, the afternoon show by Anita and Godwin Nambo, and she said seeking for sponsorship or support in Ghana is very difficult. What can you say about it?
I agree with her 100%. If there is infinity percent, I would have agreed because it sucks to solicit for help or support when you're going international in Ghana. And you know what?
No, I don't.
People who usually tell you that, oh, go for another one, go for another pageant. Listen, when it's time, just let me know. I'll help you. They are the
until that
to break your heart. Like they'll take the heart, smash it into pieces, damn it, step on it. And like I really agree with her. I agree with what she said. It was difficult for me personally. It was the efforts of my family and Miss Tourism Ghana that made me go for Miss Tourism World in Vietnam. It wasn't easy. See, there are big people who call themselves philanthropists, right? But you be
they call themselves what?
Philanthropist.
Hey, Jesus.
But you be disappointed
when you go to them.
So it's very true. So, and I believe there's opportunity for everyone out there to support us, because at the end of the day, even though it's an achievement for you as an individual, let's say above all things, it is Ghana that is being marketed
at the end of the
day. Because yes, we'll go and come, but then they'll remember that, oh, Miss Ghana came and she turned the tables around.
Right.
It's all about Ghana. I don't have my personal culture. And so, like, I'm not even a country. Emanuela is not a country.
Yes.
Her tourism potentials, culture, tradition, and all that. When we are talking about Emanuela, with respect to Miss Tourism, it is Ghana before me.
Definitely.
Yeah. So
Ghana remains the top of it all.
Exactly. So I want to use the opportunity to call on people to come and support pageants.
Before you even say calling your support, right? There was an interview granted by City News, and it was from the Associate Professor of Soil Fertility at the University of Cape Coast. And this is what he said, and I quote, by the Associate Professor of Soil Fertility at the University of Cape Coast, Professor Kwame Ej Frimpong, and I quote, let's invest in agric, not beauty pageant. Let's invest in agric, not beauty pageant. What do you think about this?
First of all,
Okay.
it's a very good. We are open, like we should be open minded, right? First of all, we should be open minded, and that is his opinion,
Yeah.
which I respect so much vehemently.
That's
But
nice.
in as much as agriculture is important, I believe that pageantry is equally important as agriculture. It is in the face of Ghana that pageantry is not patronized for people to recognize its value and the kind of economic stability it can bring to a country. Because go to Thailand, go to Philippines, go to Japan, tell them to pursue agriculture and leave out pageantry. And you will have different opinions.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No, even Thailand, Vietnam, and whatever. It's even too far.
Yeah.
Let's go to South Africa. Just our African country.
Even Nigeria is doing so much well
in pageantry. Right. Because I think one thing I can also say is that maybe
I believe he doesn't see the value of pageantry, because sometimes people win, you don't see what they do, then they hand over and there's another event. So as I was saying, I believe the professor doesn't see the value of pageantry. That's how come he's put out his opinion on it. But like I mentioned, if you go to countries like the Philippines, you go to countries like Thailand, even Vietnam, where agriculture is patronized and is giving them a lot of income. They are still, they are so pageant powerhouse.
Exactly. You cannot mention pageantry without not mentioning Philippines. No, we are even going too far. Like plain no Ecuador, South Africa, our own Africa brothers and sisters, Nigeria, they are all patronizing pageantry, and they are powerhouse when it comes to pageantry. So
yes,
I'm getting.
So I believe if it's a stepping stone, it's something that show ignites a desire in anyone that is into pageantry.
Right.
More importantly, the national directors to give out their best, so that people will be able to see that there is more to pageantry than pretty girls wearing sashes and crowns, moving from one event
to the other event, right? Like if I don't take then I will put me into trouble, because what did you just say? Pageant girls wearing crowns.
There's more to pageantry than queens wearing sashes and crowns
and
looking beautiful, and moving from one event to the other
without any impact in the society.
Exactly. Every queen should be a queen with a purpose. Even if you don't win the crown, the objectives you had for joining that particular pageant should still be enforced and realized, because at the end of the day, the impact you are making goes beyond the pageant.
Right. So picking from, I think you are making the conversation a bit more I try to like unscripted, right? So you said that pageantry is far beyond wearing the crown, wearing the sash, and be moving from one place to the other. So you should be an advocate for something.
Yes.
You should have an impact in the society.
Exactly.
And if we are talking about that, I know of the Awela Foundation. Educate my viewers on the Awela Foundation.
Okay, so the Awela Foundation was a foundation that was put out together by myself and few friends. And our core mandates are, first of all, to groom young girls, especially teenage mothers. We believe life is full of ups and downs, and there's always going to be an instance where you make a mistake.
Definitely.
But the fact that you make a mistake doesn't mean that life ends there. Pick up yourself, go back to the board, re-strategize, and move. Look at the goal you want to achieve in your future and work it out to see yourself at the top. Exactly. That's what we are doing. So we want to give teenage mothers.
You want to give teenage mothers
this opportunity to realize and actualize their dreams. And secondly, we want to inculcate a reading habit in children of school-going age, targeting the bases. That is, when I talk about bases, I mean the primary and JHS, because if your foundation is not solid,
right,
as you climb the ladder, it becomes difficult for you to progress in life. So we want to make reading a habit for every school-going individual, especially from primary to JHS. If your English is sound, when you go to the exams, you read a question, you'll be able to understand and give the right answer.
And even if you don't even know the actual answer to the question, because you understand the question, you can use your own words to write. I think that's a great thing. So was that your project for Miss Tourism?
No, but so that's the second mandate. Our third mandate is we have 4 mandates, so I have 2 more to mention. The third mandate is to reach out to deprived communities in Ghana with the provision of basic health care. So we do screenings for them, and for the people that we find something that is alarming, we have doctors we work with who first of all have a consultation, and from there they are given drugs to help manage their case for cases that cannot be cured, and then for those that can be cured, there are drugs for that. And lastly, want to create awareness about the autoimmune disease. This one is personal to me. I've lost 2 good friends with autoimmune diseases. Yeah, so there are diseases that comes about as a result of your own body fighting against yourself. So your healthy cells, which are the white blood cells, they are known as the soldiers of the body. Now, instead of the soldiers to be protecting you as a country, the soldiers are rather attacking the country and causing harm to the country. So you become weak, and then sometimes if you are not fortunate, it can get so detrimental to the extent that you lose your life. And that was what happened to 2 of the Awela Foundation members. May their soul rest in peace. Yes, so we preach about the autoimmune disease as well.
Autoimmune diseases. So can you basically say that you took this project because from your project about healthcare, which is as part of the SDG goals, and your autoimmune system is all under the healthcare. Is it because you are a laboratory scientist that is what inspired this project?
Well, even before I became a medical laboratory scientist, I have passion to help people in a very small way.
You can.
Yes, and I believe, like the saying, our health is our wealth. Until you are healthy and sound, you will not be able to do anything, either being achieving your goals or what have you. So that is why healthcare is very important to me, and secondary to the fact that I'm a medical laboratory scientist.
She's a medical laboratory scientist. So at the end of the day, she's a beauty queen, but she also has a profession. So please, this should even give you an idea that beauty pageant is not only about wearing the sash and the crown, but it's also about advocacy. You should have an you should stand for something that makes you a beauty queen. Tourism, dear. I think because of your title, the Miss Tourism, it gives tourism accrue to the country's economy, right? Great. What do you think are the challenges we are encountering in Ghana, to be specific, when it comes to the tourism industry?
First of all, I'll say, unlike the olden days, let's say days where we were in primary schools, realize that when you are told that you're going for an excursion, you're so excited. You go home, tell mommy, daddy, we are going here. I want to go with my friend. Send me money so that I'll go and pay and all that.
Sometimes even if they say 100 cedis, we'll say 150 cedis.
That's the trouble. Yes, that was where domestic tourism was patronized. But we are facing a lot of challenges because, first of all, technology has, in as much as it is doing good, it also has its negative aspects. A lot of people think, oh, if I want to know something about, let's say, Afajato, Queen Emanuela, whether Nabure has a very beautiful video about it, why don't I go and watch rather than going there? But this is what they miss. The feel of the breeze and the warmth of the place is different from watching. So it is very important that we go back and consider promoting domestic tourism. When domestic tourism is tackled very well, I mean, we'll go back to the good old days.
We'll go back to the good old days.
Yes.
So you mean one challenge is people don't like to go and see.
Exactly.
They rather prefer to be at the back to see pictures and what have you. So you encourage people to go there to rather see than.
Yes. And also I want to, City TV have this heritage caravan. It's a perfect opportunity for you and your family to go and then see amazing tourist sites and places in Ghana you'll never go on a normal day. And aside domestic tourism, I believe we should also invest in tourism.
Right.
And we yield very good fruits in the end.
Okay, so there was I think the government came out with this Ghana Beyond
Aid.
Yes, and
beyond the return.
And I
think the aftermath of the year of return.
Oh, the year of return. Yes. Do you think in a way it was a good idea?
Exactly. A very smart move to promote Ghana to the rest of the world. And you bear with me that now Ghana is the #1 tourist destination in December when it comes to
are you
tourism. Sure? Yes. A lot of foreigners troop in
just to.
Yeah.
That's true.
And when they come for their festivities, not just about the events, they get to eat Ghana with regards to the food. They get opportunity to go sightseeing. A whole lot. They even wear our clothes.
Definitely. So with that, I think there's an opportunity to see in the tourism industry, right?
Yes.
I'll take it like that too. It's coming from Miss Tourism World Africa, and I have nothing to say. So now let's come back to some current affairs. So on 28th February, Ghana's parliament passed the ever popular anti-LGBTQ plus bill. It has been passed, but it has not been enacted yet because of they are waiting for the president's assent to the bill. What do you think about the passage of the bill?
Well, from a Christian perspective, the Bible frowns against a guy marrying and a woman marrying. So, but I believe, like the Catholic bishop, I am a Catholic, the Catholic bishop conference came out after the bill was passed. They came out to say that if you say 2 lesbians or 2 gays are going to be put into prison for engaging in unnatural sexual rights, which is not ordained by God, you are indirectly going to promote the act in the long run. Because I remember reading the article of the Catholic Bishop Conference, and the bishop said, if they go and meet in the prison, they are going to do whatever they were doing that brought them there.
Oh yes, definitely.
So I believe in as much as the act is not good, we should find a way of helping them. Maybe it's natural to be attracted to someone. Sometimes I'm sure you see a guy dressing you look like, oh, this guy look handsome. I like the way he does the things.
Definitely.
And sometimes too, the mind is powerful. What you feed your mind sometimes eats up you. Like, I don't know if I'm putting in the right context, but what you feed your mind to becomes part of you. So it could be that it could be a psychological issue. It could also be that naturally that is how they are. So we should look out for ways to help them manage their situation and not worsen it.
Yes. So to you think it's bad for the bill passage?
Well, I don't know if I'm in a position to say as bad, but I think I agree with what the Catholic Bishop Conference is saying. We should look at a better way of helping them rather than making it more criminal. Because I believe if two lesbians are jailed and they end up in the same cell, you are just giving them the perfect opportunity to indulge in the activities that they were doing that got them in there in the first place.
And moreover too, I don't think there has been instances where two males identifying as gays or lesbians showing affection outside. I don't think they do, because they already have the mindset that this is bad in my country. Yeah,
exactly. So we can even look for a Christian way of helping them. The Bible frowns against it. Now the question is, what are things in the Bible that can help them come out of it?
I think that one too. So you see, when this bill was passed, right, it has raised a lot of international condemnation.
Yeah.
And the
US
president of the most powerful country in the world, United States of America, came out with a whole lot of things that Ghana is going to lose if the president is to sign this bill into law. And one thing is about tourism, where he said that it's going to make Ghana unsafe to visit and what have you. You being Miss Tourism World Africa, what do you think? Don't you think that is going to affect our tourism industry?
Well, I believe that we are in a dispensation where, like the president said, he's trying to build a Ghana beyond aid
agenda.
So, and even in as much as we are always going to the most well-endowed countries for help, it's an opportunity for us to look at what we have and maximize it, notwithstanding the fact that we need international influence.
Yeah.
So the only thing I will say is that the president should apply wisdom and sort it out.
She said what she can only say is the president should apply wisdom, because Ghana yet here say, without the influence of international, we are nobody. I don't even think the president can even use his money to say that I'm coming to take over the whole country. So she said what the president should apply what wisdom. That's coming from Queen Aweda now. No me, can you be the idea? I've not said anything. No, yo, mama for my name see bonnet. Right. So still on this LGBTQ plus whatsoever. I think the alphabet is even just
too many
to classify them. There's also been this one by some big human rights
activists
from everywhere, like around the world, that it is going to discourage the fight for HIV/AIDS.
Well, that is actually a wrong notion. In the health sector,
Okay.
as we already discussed about, and realize that I happen to be a research assistant.
Okay.
You realize that when you cumulate your statistics, you realize that a lot of homosexuals are HIV positive and they don't even know it. The fact that you're having sexual intercourse with same sex does not prevent you from being HIV free or from getting infected with the virus. If you go and have whatever with someone infected with it, you're going to have it. So that's actually a very wrong notion, and it is something that should be looked at. They should be encouraged to go for HIV/AIDS testing, and I think the Ghana AIDS Commission has even made it more easier, where there are self-testing kits available, like that self-testing kits available, which can go and patronize if you have the heart.
Definitely, but then I think where they are coming from is as a result of their allies who happens to be sponsoring this HIV test kits and what have you. And also, if somebody happens to have the disease, the person go through processes of what?
Yes, you are given antiretroviral.
Yes.
But what you have to understand is HIV is, first of all, viral infections are infections that are very difficult to treat.
Okay.
There are those that are self-limiting. When I say self-limiting, it means the body's immune system is able to get rid of them. But then there are notorious ones like HIV/AIDS, like hepatitis B virus, hepatitis C virus,
definitely,
which are very difficult to manage. Or sorry, not manage, but which are very difficult to cure. So in such instances, you are giving medication to manage your situation and not to cure it.
Okay, but then I think there are organizations that happens to be allies. When it comes to allies, like they fund all of these things, and now that they are even saying, according to an article in the bill, that if you're an ally, you'll be jailed for whatever years it is. Do you think it is going to help if somebody is a gay and say that, okay, I have HIV positive? I don't think he or she will feel what do I say? It's comfortable going to our normal hospitals we have. So I think they relate more with people who understands them more. And now they are saying that those people will be jailed. Do you think it's going to help in the fight against it?
Everybody in the world needs help. Definitely. We all have situations we are facing, and sometimes a listening ear is all that we need. There are other times there are people who can help us beyond just being a shoulder to cry on, or to an ear to listen to.
Definitely.
So, like I said, and I'll re-hammer that point, let's apply wisdom and know how to manage the situation.
She's so on, let's apply wisdom to know how much we can manage the situation. So this question, I've made up my mind that you cannot come here today and I will not, and you go without not asking you, what does it mean to be a strong and inspiring woman? The conversation has always been there. Okay, I'm a strong woman, I'm inspiring, but to you, what do you think it means?
Well, personally, a strong and inspiring woman is someone who acknowledges her mistakes, takes up actions for where necessary, believes in herself, and in as much as you have your weaknesses, you don't allow them to define you.
Okay.
You become you are inspiring and powerful by overcoming your weaknesses or using your weaknesses as stepstones to become greater. Yeah.
Beautiful. So before you go, how has your experience as Miss Tourism World Africa contributed to your personal and professional development?
Well, I'll say it's been great. It's been quite an experience, because look at me. Just
Mhm.
I'm just me, but
The way you
it
say,
has
let me
opened
talk.
a lot of opportunities for me, which I want to deny. It has brought so much decorum and respect
That's
to
correct.
me, and it has exposed me to a whole lot of people beyond the shores and borders of Ghana.
Ghana.
And even at the workplace, you have your boss looking at you and making reference with the fact that you're able to blend science and pageant together.
Together.
It's so fulfilling. Yeah.
That's interesting. No, viewers, Mate, it has brought what a lot of what opportunities,
It is.
and one in your boy impure. So basically what is that one advice you give to a young girl watching you today who wants to be in the pageant world, but then is in a dilemma because of all the misconceptions, myth about pageantry? What can you tell that young girl watching you today?
Well, to that young girl looking at me, eyeball to eyeball, who is so scared to take the next step to realize her dream, this is what I have to tell you. You will never know how much or how much you are made of until you take a step to realizing what you have. And if it is pageant, go and take that audition, whether it being Miss Tourism Ghana, Miss Ghana, Ghana's Most Beautiful, Miss Malaika. Go and take that form, fill it. If you fail the first time, give it a second shot. If you fail the second shot, give it a third time. There's one thing about the guy who made the bulbs we use today.
Definitely. Isaac
yes.
Newton. Is it Isaac Newton?
It's not Isaac Newton. I've forgotten his name.
Hey,
but
my bone.
but he made it 100 times and he failed.
Whoa.
And when they asked him what kept him going, he said, I found 100 ways of not doing it right. Yes. So the fact that you for 3 consecutive times you failed in placing in or being selected for a pageant doesn't mean you should give up. Sometimes it could be you. So when you are not picked, go back to the boards, check yourself. What did you say? What did you do that made someone more powerful than you, that they selected and not select you? So look at that and believe in yourself. Sometimes the secrets to actualizing your dreams, whether in pageantry whatsoever, is believing that you can do, and yes, you surely do. So that's all I want to say to the person.
Like, I'm all being smiles because I mean she said it all. Be yourself, I think, is very, very important. So before you go, I'll keep on saying before you go, because then conversation is so interesting. Take us through, like, what are you up to now? What is your next line of action? Just brief my viewers through.
All right, so currently I have started a YouTube channel where I speak about tourism, health,
Definitely,
and then I do daily vlogs and all that. It's Apri Awadana on YouTube.
yeah.
This year we are going to have another edition of the Awela Foundation outreach
Beautiful.
to my Western region people, Western North, and Western. I don't really.
Right now it's Western region, Western North. I think it ends there. It doesn't go anywhere.
Oh,
again.
okay. So my friends and loved ones and fans over there, we are coming to Takwa. We are going to be reaching out to. Let me take my time because I struggle with that. Adie Primary JHS and Takwa Bremine Girls School. We are coming to donate our widows' mites to help them.
Beautiful.
So that's going to be happening in August.
I guess.
And aside that, I just we're having the conversation before we came on air.
Definitely.
I just completed my MPhil in medical microbiology and hoping to graduate somewhere in August.
Yes. Oh, okay. So it's after the graduation, then you go to the Takwa, right?
Yes,
Okay.
it depends on the date.
Definitely.
Yes, so and also I'm looking at doing a PhD in microbiology and infectious disease.
At this moment, at this
Yes, but
moment, I don't know.
currently is this YouTube and work and then reading. I love reading a lot.
I can see that.
Yes,
I
so-
can see that.
That's it. I live a very simple life.
I know, right? So I think my viewers are benevolent and generous enough to actually also support you with their widow's mind. So can you put, maybe there's a way to support you if somebody wants to volunteer? Can you use this medium to advocate or share that?
Yes, yes. So I will give you the flyer so that you just attach it to the section so that it becomes easier for them.
Yeah.
So that maybe I don't end up pronouncing a wrong number.
I
And then
know,
the third person getting the small that they could
you
give
to give to you.
to me. Yeah.
Viewers, like, I am intrigued today about this interview because not alone did I learn a lot from Kunawadana. I learned a lot about when it comes to pageantry, and one thing that struck me most throughout the interviews, like, she was herself. So be yourself regardless of whoever you are. Do not let anything set in as a limitations to you. Keep going, keep striving, and you definitely make it. So we are going to put a flyer at the end of the interview. Please, the little you have, you can use to support Awela Foundation as they embark on this impactful journey. This is where we draw the curtains down on the interview with Queen Emanuela Awadana Api, Miss Tourism World Africa 2022. Please don't forget to press on the subscribe button after watching this interview. My name once again is Gaibi Nikwe, and you can follow me on Instagram as Gaibi_Nikwe. Thank you and see you again. Bye for now.